Welcome back, everybody. Hot mic off and rolling. John Clark, Monoman Waban, head football coach, going to join us in about an hour. Chat about the Thunderbirds rolling again. I mentioned off the top of the show, it is a Northwest Minnesota theme today. We got Monoman later on in the show. Our first guest, though, hails from Fertile, Minnesota. I don't know if we can have Fertile and Monoman guests on. We'll ask him because the last time we talked to him, he was fresh off winning the Red River Amateur Championship and about to get married. And after that, all he's done is kept on winning on the golf course. As Rylin Petry joins us, North Dakota State senior golfer, Fertile, Minnesota native, and great to have him on the show. So last I saw you, life was pretty good. It seems like 6 months later, things are still going pretty good.
Yeah, things have been great for me. I think we last talked right after the Red River Am and week before I got married. So it was a good stretch of golf and life there. Yeah, it was a good rest of the summer, and now just coming off my first collegiate win feels pretty awesome. But ultimately, it was pretty cool to win alongside the team and then win again this past weekend as a team. So it's been a great start to my senior year, and really excited for the rest of the year.
All right, I'll talk golf in a second. Married life, how's it gone here the first three and a half months?
Yeah, things are pretty awesome. It's I'm pretty lucky to marry such an awesome girl, but yeah, it's awesome to be able to come home after practice qualifying, have a nice meal ready, and just living together. So it's been an awesome start to it, and wouldn't trade it for the world.
Adult life is underway. Can you confirm how many people roughly were at the golf tournament in Moorhead in June? Because when we interviewed, it felt like there were 50 people at the 18th hole.
Yeah, I don't it was right around probably 30, 40 some. I don't know the exact number, but was pretty lucky to have the hometown support for them to drive up and support me like that. They've been key to all my success, and it's pretty fortunate to
What
come from that.
what was the reaction even afterwards for people that didn't come or maybe watched it on TV or read about it? Describe that of what it was like back home that you maybe didn't even expect to hear from people after you won.
Yeah, it was really awesome to get a lot of cool texts from people back home that you just some don't even really get into golf, and
Yeah.
I actually was on the golf course a week or two later, and they said thanks to Rylin, it was a beautiful day out on the lake, but there was people inside on the lake watching it and seeing the great coverage that you guys put on. So it was pretty cool to see everybody back home watching and supporting me from afar too.
How much has that mojo rubbed off on what you've done so far to start 2025 for the Bison?
Yeah, I mean, just with that great start to the summer, and I think we've all been working towards it this summer, and the great start that the team's had. So I think we're in a great spot, and just need to keep working hard and pushing forward. And we've got everybody behind us, a lot of supporters, so it's pretty pretty lucky here at NDSU.
Before we talk about how the seasons began, so when we talked, Bison Golf didn't have a head coach yet. When you found out Dr. Miller, your old coach of Bemidji State, was going to get the job, what went through your mind?
Yeah, I was caught off guard, to be honest with you. I had no idea that, just it never really ran by me, but it worked out pretty cool deal, kind of a full circle moment. I was there for he recruited me my freshman year at Bemidji, and then ended up leaving there to come here. So it was kind of crazy, and I mean, we're just happy to have him here, and it's been a great start with him.
What
So
was that relationship like, Rylan, when he was recruiting you, and how comfortable has it been now for you guys to get back in that almost that same spot?
yeah, I think when he recruited me, it was more of he wouldn't be just like a golf coach, but also a mentor, just somebody to talk to about other life things. And I think that was kind of a huge part of my success there too. Kind of, leaving home for the first time, going to school, playing golf at the collegiate level. So I think, yeah, he's been a huge part of that, and I'm just happy to have him here in my final year here at NDC with him.
Now, it's been a heck of a start you had for him because you guys have gone out and won as a team the first two events. One out in New York City a couple weeks ago, and this past week in Omaha at Creighton's tournament. Why the success? Tell me about this as a team before I talk about you individually. Why have you guys been rolling the way you have?
Yeah, I think just as a team, we've got a lot of depth. Qualifying gets pretty intense at the start of the year, and it's just we've got a good bond of guys that are pushing us from back home too, and we were prepared, had some good practice and a lot of qualifying, and I just think we got a good group of guys and a lot of depth, which really helps in that team success. So
how much you driving each other, knowing, hey, I want to be part of the five, that I'm not going to let up here, that this is an internal competition among you guys as well.
Yeah, it gets to be really competitive, and I know we kind of keep it fun in a way too. I mean, I'm a very competitive person, and just some of the freshmen, there's a little trash talking here and there out on the course, but I think that keeps us all ready, and whoever wants it, it's all, golf's it's a level playing field when we're all playing qualifying. So I think, just all of us pushing each other, whether it's at qualifying or little practice games, and I think even playing beanbags together, we're always competitive. And I think that leads off out onto the course.
Well, I'm watching this weekend. Carter White is a freshman, another Northwest quote unquote guy from Minnesota, from Verndale. He ended up shooting, I think he finished tied for third. I mean, so that's
Yeah.
another guy just got here and he's playing great.
Yeah, it's remarkable to come into the Division 1 level just straight out of high school and be an impact on a team like that and have your second collegiate tournament in the top, tied for third. So I think, yeah, he's got a lot of talent and a great future ahead, and he's got the mindset. He's very competitive and confident also, which is a big part of the golf game.
We were just showed the photo of you winning a couple weeks ago to open the season out in White Plains, New York, just north of Manhattan. Describe those 3 days. What felt so good for you, and to get first collegiate win. Describe that.
Yeah, I think it's been just a long time coming, a lot of hard work, just it was finally awesome to see the game kind of pull together at such an awesome place. We were treated there just unbelievable. They had just a lot of great food. The tournament was held perfectly by Columbia. It was nice of them to open up such a beautiful course for us to play, and it was just kind of pretty awesome to win alongside the team. It got pretty intense coming down the stretch. Um, just about blew it. We ended up winning in a tiebreaker for team, and yeah, it all came right down to the end, which every shot matters in golf, and that last putt can mean a lot. So it was just an awesome to get my first collegiate win and alongside the team.
So in other sports, team sports, there's a clock. You can tell what's left. For you in golf, are you? How often you know a leaderboard where you're at? Like you're talking about coming down the stretch, we're like, okay, I'm up by one, or we're tied.
Yeah, so ever since COVID, they went to a lot of online scoring, and I've always been a leaderboard checker. So
Okay.
I'm always watching the leaderboard after every other hole, it seems. So which is a good and bad thing. Some people like to avoid it and wait till the end, but I knew where I was at, and I like to know where I'm at coming on the stretch to see if I got to play a little more aggressive. And sometimes that can hurt you, but yeah, it gets pretty intense when the gaps start closing, and or you can either pull away. And so it was fun to see that.
To have that paired with the win you had in June in Moorhead, how much has that solidified your confidence? Like, what I'm doing is working, and I got to keep replicating this now for each round.
Yeah, I think that's something I've always struggled with in my golf game is the confidence, especially putting. I've never been an extremely great putter, but I think that just seeing that hard work, staying patient, just trusting the process a little bit, it's a slow, just you have to stay patient with it. And I think that's been key. So it's an awesome start to the year, and I'm looking forward to the rest of it.
All right, I had to bend your ear because the Ryder Cup starts a week from tomorrow at Bethpage Black, which, ironically enough, you played. You as a team got out there in New York last year. So for people that follow the game, they know about the warning sign. Did you see that? Did you take a photo of it? What were when you heard that you guys are going to go play out there? What went through your mind?
Yeah, we got there. I think the practice round day, we got to play the red course, but we went and saw the sign, took a picture by it, and it was just kind of cool to picture the stadiums along the first hole, and just yeah, it's in a remarkable spot and a great course.
Okay, so you played. There's two different ones there. There's actually a few, but you played the red course first. How different is that than the black course?
Yeah, so we got to play a practice round on the red course, and we played 36 holes that day, and I think I'd put up a pretty good score, but there were some low scores. Quite a few people were under par, and we got to Bethpage Black the next day, and no practice round or anything. But I ended up shooting 80, and just there was only one. I think there was no scores under par for the whole tournament after that. Just playing one round there, so it's a remarkable spot and such a tough golf course. It'll be fun to watch the pros attack it in a couple weeks here.
Did you feel like that 80 was like 110?
Yes, I was just you get in the rough and trying to hit an elevated greens and can't get any spin on it. And it was yeah, demoralizing kind of, but just shows you how good they are to shoot a good score on that course.
So I was going to say, so you have intimate experience with it, and how much will you watch next week and say, okay, I know exactly where this guy's at. I'm interested in how he's going to hit this shot.
Yeah, it's going to be really cool to watch them on TV and just compare, see where some of our teammates were and just how they approach it and just the shots they hit. So it's going to be pretty cool.
I know. I wanted to ask you about this before we go. I saw this coming up in a couple weeks that NDSU and UND are going to face each other a couple days. One at Fargo Country Club and one up in Grand Forks. Describe that of a kind of a duel for a couple days against UND.
Yeah, I think that'll be kind of fun. Just the inner rival we have and just kind of doing it just with us two teams. So I think that'll be fun to have them here at FCC and then go down to Grand Forks Country Club, and it'll be fun and also pretty competitive, which will be good to keep us in the competitive mode before the end of the season.
By the way, you guys have a dynamite travel schedule here. You got California still to come. You're going to Mexico, and then after winter break, it's Arizona, Florida, Kentucky. I mean, you're living high here, man. You're going to be going all over the place.
Yeah, these last couple of years, even last year too, with Torrey Pines, Bethpage, Bandon Dunes, and now this year with Mexico again, it's pretty awesome. We're fortunate enough to be able to travel such awesome places and play some really cool courses.
Now, Coach Kennedy was on when he announced his retirement, told us about one trip to a beach. Can you illuminate on that at all from last year?
Yeah, it was a long hike down the hill right by Torrey Pines South, and we ended up going to the wrong beach. So that was kind of awkward, and Coach felt in an awkward spot, but that was pretty funny. It was good.
It's great to see you, man. Congratulations on a great start. Is today a day you're staying indoors? Are you going to go out and hit balls even now when it's raining out?
If it's not downpouring, I might go out there if it's sprinkling just to get some practice in, but we'll see what practice plan is later.
It's great to see you, man. Thanks so much for the time. Congrats on a great start. We'll talk soon, okay?
Thank you, Dom. Appreciate it.
Good to see you, bud. There he goes. Rylin Petry, Fertile, Minnesota's own Bison senior golfer, NDSU 2 for 2 to start the season. Of course, Rylin picked up his first collegiate win a couple weeks ago. It was fun to watch him play back in June in Moorhead. You saw a little bit of that video from when he shot the course record over at Moorhead Country Club and rode to winning the Red River Ram and off to a dynamite start. That Bison golf team, I know it's under the radar, but they've got a bunch of local guys. Gabe Benson's a Fargo kid. Obviously, Ryland's from Fertile. Jake Scarperud's a Shanley kid. And they got a couple more. Carter White, I mentioned, from Verndale. Max Wilson, who was rising up the leaderboard at the River Ram, is from Roseau. So there's some dynamite guys playing golf for Dr. Ekron Miller in his first year as Bison men's golf coach. We'll break. We come back. We'll wrap up our first hour. Big second hour planned here on a rainy Thursday. Back on Hot Mic on WDAY Extra and Inforum.com after this.